Names all duplicate. I can't seem to fix it.
I think you should be able to set them to like always match the like the window title as well.
Yeah, I have that on all 4 of my sources. It says window title must match,
and
it still duplicates.
Are you using Mac SG or what?
Yep.
Huh. I've never had that problem.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You know, sorry to just kind of throw you in the ditch there, but
no, it's all good. It's very confusing. I've looked through it and I've really tried to fix it. With it plagued me all through season 8 and whatever. Anyway, we are underway.
And all right, pretty standard 1-1 chest there. Yeah, ifoodariamain just going out of their way to check the 5 chest, and it's a 1-1 base broadsword. Bloodshot is
decisions
here with that glass axe, and yeah, the
gold axe.
No risk paying it off, so gonna be able to get those.
That's good, actually. iFood was having issues in a previous race with the throw not working like multiple times in a row.
Yeah, it's sketchy. Like,
do you have a cutoff?
If it's a shop you really want to, I generally do it like it depends. I generally go for a throw like once if it's really close to the start. If it's not, then if it's a ways away from the start of the seed, I generally just buy whatever I want.
Yeah, that's fair. Unless it's like amazing, right? Like if it's really good and it's kind of like maybe worth trying a few before. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if it's really good, then you just buy it. It has to be some really weird combination of multiple really good items to be wanting to still have to kill it. Like, I guess if boots of pain are involved, there's a lot of times where you would have to throw to be able to afford everything you would want.
Yeah, because boots of pain, chat, if you take in the blood shop, you lose essentially everything but half a heart because of the cost of the boots, plus the what the boots do to you when you put them on. So yeah, we got a pain cat here for Minhs. That's awesome.
Pretty common mistake with that and the other items that damage you on pickup, Ring of Pain and Crown of Thorns, is to forget that there are multiple blood costs associated with them.
Yes.
I've seen plenty of racers, especially at CoNDUIT level, die to being like, okay, well, there's a Crown of Thorns, and it says it costs 1 heart, and I have a heart and a half, so I want that.
Totally fine. Yep. And then I'll get all my health back because it's a Crown of Thorns.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, it seems like such a good plan on paper, and then you actually do it, and yeah.
Yeah, and then you're dead. So we got all kinds of Boots of Pain action here, which I really love. All 4 racers taking it, and all 4 racers' weapons working with it, which is really nice. Thanks for the host, Pedantic. GG's.
Yeah, quite the variety. We got Gold Axe for iFood, we've got Titanium Broad for Plectro, and Blood Cat for Minhs and Guitar. I think I like Blood Cat the best out of everything here.
Agreed.
But they all work for sure.
Yeah. What I'd want to get with that is a damage up of some kind, like a Ring of Might or a Strength Charm, maybe Strength Torch, and then actually a Ring of Pain would be really nice too.
Okay.
I like having the
Minhs made me so nervous on that conga fight, just letting that red bat fly next to him like 5 times and not doing anything about it.
Rolling the bat, always good, and keeping the cat. So I didn't see what was in the boss chest. Not sure. Maybe it was the titanium broadsword. I don't think so.
No, titanium broadsword was because the bomb spell was from purple, and they all have it. So everyone went purple.
Interesting.
Everyone's comfy with the.
It could have been.
Weapon.
Yeah, and that's the Boots of Pain.
It could have been
something
something ridiculous, but I mean, I think like you mentioned before, they've all got weapons that already mesh pretty well with the Boots of Pain, and like, let's be real, basically all these runners' weapons are Boots of Pain.
Yes, yeah. I don't think they're going to be using too much, especially Zone 2. When there's a lot of enemies with high health, you're going to have to get some kind of damage up if you can handle it. You can some way. That is not the right... Here, let me post this for you there, Taro Nuke. That's the one you're going to want to be using. That one's going to get you to CoNDUIT. Just so happens that we're actually running 2 tournaments simultaneously right now, so... it's a little complicated, so you got to go to that second link I posted there that gets you to the stats specifically for this. Speaking of CoNDUIT, very quickly, tomorrow is our CoNDUIT second showcase, and it's going to basically determine our play-ins and play-off racers, and then the playoffs will be next weekend. Very exciting for CoNDUIT, which is Cadence of Hyrule Racing.
Yeah, there's a lot of lot of good races we've been having there. I've got one more set before the playoffs against Cancel coming up on the showcase.
Yeah, that'll be on the showcase. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Cancel's been playing super well.
Yeah,
it's great to see.
He has been. Goof is in particular has like gotten ridiculous at the game so fast, and I like even as a person who's like competing and wants to win the whole thing, I kind of have my money on Goof winning the whole tournament.
If we had a betting pool, you might not necessarily put money on yourself.
Yeah, possibly.
Well, we do have a Ring of Might pickup here for Ptar, just as I was saying. That's what you want. You want to get a little bit of damage up here with this build.
Yeah, that's really good. 2 damage cat is like
good.
That's like almost world record pace viable setup there. Let alone with the Boots of Pain, like that's a very good.
Okay, we're doing an Earth Squish here for Ptar. I like that. And gonna take the heavy plate. Might as well put the Earthquake Scroll in your pack, but gonna leave it.
Yeah, and we saw a little while ago Ptar making the classic mistake of, it's a matter of we often joke about that the final boss in this game is build awareness, and Ptar minhs actually kind of having a brush with it, seeing Explorer's Boots back in the Zone 2 shop, and going, that protects against ooze and hot coals. Those are good. I should take those. And then you start to walk away and see that there's Boots of Pain left on the ground. You're like, oh, right.
Oops. Yeah.
And so then you gotta pick them back up, and you take another heart and a half of damage picking them back up. Like it's...
Oh,
that spirit!
That was really bad.
Was so mean.
The fairest and balanced of all enemies in this game. That was really, really bad. And I was actually just about to say that minhs had that terrible teleport in Zone 3 as well. Or I don't even know how they got into the shop, but they were locked in the shop. We had that and had to wait.
Oh yeah, with the Telecrown. Telecrown was
it was a
shop.
Telecrown. Yeah. That makes the most sense. Yeah. That's really, really sad for minhs. Because this is up until this point, all the racers were racing pretty close together. This is a very, very tight race. Still is.
Yeah, it still
we're
is.
We're gonna have Ptar and iFood on the same floor, with Plectro just a couple floors back.
Yeah, and I'm liking Ptar's build a lot better than iFood's.
I agree.
iFood was looking a little sketchy for a while. Until just a moment ago was on a heart and a half with quartz armor, which is like, it's only 2 hits. Did find some food to top up the health again, but yeah, it's still just that build is pretty much just Boots of Pain and a gold axe. Like that Ring of Luck is pretty inconsequential. It makes it a little easier to find that good food, but that doesn't compete to compare with the health regeneration and the high damage on that blood cat and the sheer tankiness in that heavy plate. Like there's just so much going on.
Absolutely. That was a really nice death metal kill, by the way, for Plectro. Sort of coaxing him around. Probably could have killed a little faster though with the 3 damage on the Boots of Pain. That's sort of the optimal damage for quick killing death metal, but decided to go for a earth kill, and I like to see those. Those are fun.
And yeah, we are seeing now Ptar pulling ahead of iFood by just a couple beats.
Oh yeah, it is close though. And I do want to point out with iFood's build, it's kind of a weird one. You really got to keep track of where you're attacking enemies from, because if you're attacking from the face, it's 4 damage. If you're attacking from the side, it's only 1 if you're sort of hitting that diagonal hit. And you really got to keep track of that. And those extra hits that are required to kill enemies because of that is really difficult. Although nice use of the pulse.
And yeah, this earth spell is going to let Ptar widen the gap even more. Like with the axe range that iFood's got, even if they had that earth spell, just wouldn't allow them to get in the range.
That's right. Yeah. And pulse is actually helps, but with the axe you can do kind of the same thing on this fight, but it's still going to take a minute.
Yeah, it needs to line up a pulse spell now that Korrif's getting kind of low. We're probably going to see that coming up here.
And you don't do Boots of Pain damage on Korrif, right? Even if you attack with the Boots of Pain there? Because of the teleporting? So it'd still just be 1 damage?
The axe will hit, and then he'll teleport away before the Boots of Pain kicking, since they are technically 2 separate attacks.
Yeah, so that was definitely the right play to line up that pulse. Very nice. And there seems to be I believe, a potion here.
Yeah.
But with... and going to use the Evil Eye to open it. I like that.
Yeah, that's smart use of Starner. Just don't know if necessarily like necessary, but it's nice to see these little plays to save some resources. Sometimes.
Yeah,
but,
with 4 bombs you could use a bomb there, but also
yeah,
good to have
sometimes
4 bombs.
you just wanna spend a little bit of extra resources just to save those few extra beats, and I think this is a case where there's an argument to be made that it wouldn't just pop bomb.
iFood mapping poorly here and has a long way to go there, and that 5-1 took forever compared to actually Plectro is bypassed iFood now, and Ptar is already on to the Necrodancer fight. So a bit of a tragic Zone 5 here so far for iFood. Getting leapfrogged.
Oh, wrong spell for Ptar, trying to earth the stage. I can tell you that doesn't do anything.
Nope, that got patched. Some good themes back in the day.
Yeah, I think Ryan was watching that tournament match, right, where that happened, I think. And
I believe that's true. I remember Ryan having a reaction. It might have been on Twitter after the fact. I was shocked. I didn't know that was a thing. And anyone who missed it, there was some kind of wacky quick kill. Not unlike the Ganon quick kill, in that you kind of break the game in a way.
It was considerably even more broken than the Ganon bomb fairy kill. Like, you still have to interact with Ganon to a degree to get that one. With the Earth quick kill on Necrodancer, you basically just abuse the fact that Earth spell could erase tiles that would like trigger the start of the fight, and walk into the fight without anything ever moving, and just get Necrodancer to teleport into the entryway. And then once you actually do activate the fight at that point, the entryway slams shut and instantly crush kills him, and you just leave. Like, it was really silly. I think it was Tufufo who pulled it off in it.
Yeah, I believe it was tough. And actually, that style of killing a boss still exists, I believe, with Conga. You can still get Conga in the... Is that right? If you open the door and use the Earthquake scroll?
Yeah, Earthquake scroll.
There's a chance he teleports into the start.
You just teleport to the entryway, and then you just dies.
It's very funny. All right, so Plectro taking second, Ptar taking first. So 4 points for Ptar, 3 points for Plectro, and iFood is going to be getting 2 here. Looks like it's a pretty sure thing they're going to get through this. Definitely no commentator curse there. And 2 for iFood. And I think we've still got a bit of time. I forget, there is a mercy thing with 1 racer remaining. I just don't remember what it is. Because there's the mercy end of if all the racers remain after 15 minutes in Zone 1, we stop.
Man, you're like running this tournament, right? You don't know its rules?
I wouldn't say I'm running it. I'd say I'm hosting it. The refs are running it, and they're doing an awesome job. Asher right now is doing our main reffing. I forget. It's like a niche thing that we didn't really discuss.
I don't know. Some people play Necrodancer, and after a while, we proclaim someone the winner. Like that's what happened.
Exactly. That's right. They let me know when it's time to pull the plug on it. But yeah, so we're gonna see if if Mins can get 1 point out of this. So because we do give out a point for winning, we're gonna have Mins play it out. Couple zones to go.
On a pretty good run right now. Has a little bit of protection this time with that leather armor. Death Metal being a little spooky here, though. Gotta use those Boots of Pain for the 3 damage spikes.
Yeah. Death Metal 3, probably the worst boss of the zones, I think. Like, just sort of in general.
Yeah,
either that or Death Metal 1.
Gives a lot of players trouble. But once you learn to handle the beetles, it's not too much trouble. Although that said, the Boots of Pain, the beetles can be a little tricky because they'll just, like, if you try and pain them before they're deshelled, they'll just spread floor hazards out.
Oh, that just reminded me of Pre-Ordor, where in previous builds you had the when the Bathe in Fire happens and hits a beetle and it like launches the beetle across the map, laying down all the hazard. I missed those days.
I didn't know about that, actually.
It's so funny. So if Death Metal hits like a ice beetle, it'll just like plaster a giant like line of ice as it hits the beetle all the way across the thing. It's so funny. Good times. All the bugs of the day. Some of the bugs stuck around because they're kind of interesting, but that one got patched out.
Is kind of still like a similar effect is kind of still in the game. If you see like a dragon or like a fire trap shooting towards a skeleton shield, like they'll drop their shield, they'll get their shield broken off, and also die on the tile to adjacent to it.
Oh, interesting.
Even though like player fireballs will just knock the shield off, but
yeah,
enemy fireballs will
so like a wall pig will like.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Cool.
So yeah, kind of a similar thing where the fireball seems to be hitting the enemy on like hitting the enemy, pushing it back, and then hitting it again.
Right. So if the wall pig only did one damage, it would like blast back a like black skeleton against the wall or something.
Yeah, probably. Like
that'd be awesome.
Who can say?
They kill phased out ghosts. Oh, I didn't know that.
Not
little niche things.
Quite true. The priority on it's just really weird.
So if you jump away,
it'll
trigger it open.
If you move away from a ghost on the same turn that a fireball would hit it, depending on whether you move early or late in the beat, the ghost may die, or it might not.
Awesome. Sub beats.
Yep.
It's a thing. I don't know if there's any way around. I don't know how to program video games.
Yeah, me neither.
I think you gotta have those priorities in there somewhere. And that's actually, speaking of the Ganon kill, that's why you can't bomb Ganon off the thing, but you can use an anti-fairy, right? Because they have a much higher priority. It's
a lower priority than the player. Like the problem is any other explosive sources would be done on the player's turn. But a bomb fairy will be done on the bomb fairy's turn, which is lower priority than...
That's right. Hate when people call pixies anti-fairies, but they are anti-fairies, aren't they? In that game? In Kane's Spiral? Am I wrong?
They're not even called anti-fairies there. They're called bomb fairies.
Oh, really? Oh. I just thought that's what they were called, because that's what people called them.
I mean, it's probably because it's one of the, like, when you compare it to Link to the Past, which is where a lot of the, like, inspiration for that game is obviously drawn from. There is an enemy in Link to the Past called Anti-Fairy, but it's very different. Like it's actually just an enemy that like bounces around diagonally. And
they're bubbles.
Your magic on hit. Yeah.
Right.
But you can sprinkle magic powder on them to turn them into an actual fairy.
Oh, right, those red skull things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bubbles, but they're called anti-fairies in that game.
I believe so.
What the heck? All right. Oh yeah, but they're called bubbles in Cadence of Hyrule, right? The skulls with the orbs that steal your stamina and stuff.
I'm not sure what they're called in Cadence of Hyrule because they don't deal damage, so there's no way to get killed by, X enemy message for them.
Well, they were called bubbles in Zelda 2. I know this for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
and it's going into the Deadringer with the freezing earth and not using it. No. That makes me sad.
Not going with Earth. I mean, easy left side scoots, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I like fine. Allow it's okay. If it's easy left side scoots, you can kind of just let that take priority.
But it still makes me sad. The freeze in the Earth is like the dream for Deadringer.
Oh yeah, of course, that's right.
You don't have to right at all. You just walk up the center, you freeze them, you press the Earth button twice, and you're.
It technically costs you health, so.
They get 5 points in a potion, who's gonna miss it?
Yeah, and a cheese. It's true. You're right. I agree.
You have to do butt puzzles, though.
Yeah, not fun.
I will scream this from the mountaintops forever. Practice your butt puzzles. They're not that bad if you know how to do them.
It's true. Yeah, if you're... And you can look pretty clever doing it, too. If you utilize enemy buffers properly. It can be actually pretty good.
Yeah, and, this is not the time to be struggling to get these alignments, though, because time limit is coming up.
That's true. We are under a minute before the race is over. You would not want to go this far and then miss it. Yeah. I think we're going to be good, though. This shouldn't take this long, but there's a lot of Minotaurs suddenly.
There's Minotaurs bouncing off the walls everywhere. This is a really awkward Dorian position, too. Having them spread out like this is really bad for lure.
Which, by the way, if you want to have some fun memes in co-op, use the camera. It causes all kinds of wackiness.
All right,
and that is going to do it with just 25 seconds to spare.
Yeah.
Minhs is going to take a point.
Amount left, so gonna get the victory point at least.
Nice. So point for Minhs.